Morning all, Duke here, Blue Tar Peel. It is Thursday morning, and I am up here at the house site, and behind me we have a beautiful morning. We have the ocean of clouds, and I've had the opportunity to see this so many times. If you look way out there in the distance, you can just see a top of a ridge coming through the top of the clouds, and just a beautiful morning. It's actually a little bit lower than a lot of the times. There's many days that I'll come up here and see that, and it almost feels like I can just walk out across it. It's just a wonderful sight. But any rate, I wanted to give everybody an update of where we are with the the house production. I know after the foundation was poured, I did a video on that. So just kind of wanted to show everybody where we're at with the next phase. So the idea is we got to get through the inspection for this year, and of course the foundation was one of those things that needed done. But before I can get the inspection, I have to have all my drain piping in for the foundation. The foundation also has to be waterproof, all groundworks, so on and so forth. So what we're working on now, and have been for the last couple weekends, is waterproofing this massive foundation. So I just kind of wanted to show you what we're doing to waterproof it. So what I've decided to use, of course, we have a foam, the ICF wall, insulated concrete forms. Of course, that has the concrete in it. This is 2 5/8 inch thick on each side, so the insulation value of the house is going to be wonderful. But what I've used is a tar membrane, and that's actually pretty thick where it attaches up. Now that comes down, and we'll go all the way to the top of the footer. Whenever I get back up to this point, I will put a patch there. That comes down to the top of the footer. And then I've taken this product, which is a plastic sheeting, and I've attached it over top of the tar membrane, and that will also shield water off. And then also I'm going to backfill this entire foundation with number 57 gravel. I've attached this so when the gravel goes on or up against the foundation, that the pressure of the rock won't poke through the footer. And of course I have a drain pipe going in. So just take you a tour around here. We have some access fittings which I'll tar in, and then also where this attaches. Now this will be the grade line for the dirt. By code, I need it to be 8 inches from where the dirt level is to where any wood would be for pest control and stuff like that. So what will happen here is when this is completely done, even though manufacturer didn't really say to do this, I'm going to go through, cut another piece of tar membrane, and overlap this joint with the membrane, and then that will seal this as well. And I'll show you as we go down through there just a little bit more my thought on that. And then after that is sealed, I'll put a parge coat of concrete across the whole front, and then that'll come up to the seal plate level, and then that way I can attach the stone and what have you. So I will say, whenever I first started, this is the wall I started with, and I didn't want to put any type of screws into this. Now this dimple board does hang like a curtain. It overlaps very well. You can see the moisture on it this morning, but it hangs like a curtain. But I didn't want to put any penetrations through the membrane. So the original go was let's go ahead and put duct tape on it to hold it up temporarily while we get the backfill on it. And unfortunately what had happened is when I did that, the weight of trying to hold everything up actually pulled the membrane down a little bit. So even though it's on there right now, we scratched that idea and went with a screw that has a washer on it. And then also I'm going to put that double layer of membrane over top of that with the parge coat. Will seal this up great. A lot of people said I went through the extreme on this waterproofing. And at our current house, we've been there 15, 16 years, something like that. And I've probably had a flooded basement I've had to deal with 30 times. I mean, one of them literally was a $30-some thousand rework of the basement because it flooded so bad. You know, I believe it's part of the way that the house was done, and the design was wrong, but it's kind of unfixable. So I'm not going to go through that at this house. I can promise you. So I'm okay spending a little bit extra and having extra excuse me, extra precaution of no water. So again, there is a foundation drain completely under this all the way down to the footer, and this pipe right here is coming up out of the ground. This will be cut off at ground level, but this will be a clean out for my foundation drain. So that is a solid pipe, no perforation in it, but it does tie into a T about 4 feet underneath of me, to where if anything happened on this or over time, I did use the hard pipe. I didn't use the corrugated black pipe, this squiggly pipe that most people use. I went ahead with the better stuff. I didn't want this stuff to crush down. And if I did need to take a hose or, some type of pressure apparatus down in there to clear out the foundation drain, this pipe will handle that. That goes in and ties in, and then if I ever needed to, I could wash out the entire system and keep the water flowing freely away from the drain. So we've already dumped about, 160,000 pounds of number 57 in here. And as you can see on this dimple board as I'm walking down through here, it's all one solid piece all the way down to the footer. So let me work my way all over top of all this and show you the end where we're picking up next week. Or I'm sorry, not next week, this week. So here's where we left off last week, and just kind of want to show you what we're doing here. So obviously here's the footer. Okay, here's that membrane overlapped at a joint minimum 3 inches, and then as you can see, every place that we did, we could bring it over top and overlap the actual top of the footer. So that would be where the foundation wall and the footer tie in. So I brought that membrane down over top of that, and then that curtain of dimple board is hanging all the way down. So any water that initially hits, it's going to have to come down to the bottom. And then, I just can't see this thing ever leaking. But at any rate, we used a 4-inch pipe. Underneath this pipe, we have a good geotextile filtering material with layer of gravel on top and below. And then, kind of difficult to see, but if you look right here, that pipe has perforated holes in it that will pick up the water coming through this gravel. And then we also did the pipe sock on it. So we're filtering top and bottom. You can see the geotextile coming up there. Top and bottom of the gravel. And then we're filtering the pipe on top of that. Filling that all in. And as we come down through, as you can see, I got a whole layer up on top and on the bottom. And then once we fill all this gravel in here, as we get up to about The 57 gravel will probably come up to about 18 inches from the soil line. But as we get up there a little bit closer, I'll take that filter material and I'll lay another layer over the top where the fresh dirt will go. That way any dirt that settles is not going to go deep into the 57 gravel. I don't want this thing to block up. I don't want water problems in the future. So that's where we're going to pick up this weekend. We're going to carry it all the way out. We have dimple board ready to go. As you can see, we've already got our corner there prepped. So we've washed this wall down, come all the way down through here, get around this section, and then once we're to this corner, so we have that portion to do. Now that membrane will start coming down as we come around this corner because the grade, this is basically right about here is where the grade is, so that's all below grade anyways. So once we get to this corner, then the pipe's going to go down and just carry all the way out down to the far end. So of course that pipe right there is my sleeve penetration for the septic system. So we got birds down here. What are you doing, Sally? Chickens decided to come down and play. And here we go. There's another view of that ocean of clouds from the hill. All right, well, we're getting there. I'm trying to get that gravel up around the base. Carry this all the way down through. And we'll go from there. Thanks for watching. If you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel. Like and share it. We appreciate it. Have a blessed day.